Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brian and Eric Don't Belong Here. It's been a minute. I'm Brian Miller, here as always with my friend, my colleague, Mr. Eric Brenner. What's up, man?
I've been actually just sitting here for 3 years,
That's
waiting
the
for
thing.
this show, just like this.
Of course, in the stacks beneath the New York Public Library.
That's right. Yeah. They cut the power a while back.
Eric, some time has passed since we unceremoniously last did one of these.
It has.
And
I don't even think we didn't do like a goodbye episode or anything.
No, my
right?
computer
we just stopped.
My computer exploded.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey, we'll get back on these ASAP, which happened to be roughly 2 years later.
Yeah. We just, what we needed is just the looming threat of death posed by a global pandemic to make us realize that life is short.
And even then, a year.
Yeah. Oh, it took a while. I'm a slow learner. It's a long time to absorb.
It's but that said, since we have gone off the air, doing Brian and Eric Don't Belong Here.
Oh yeah,
there has been a global pandemic.
Yes, there has.
January 6th happened. UFOs have been uncovered. I'm just saying it might be our responsibility to stay on the air to keep. We haven't been here keep all of the wild shit in check.
I'd like to put
the boys have been keeping their eyes on things.
Oh, the state Arizona says sup nerds. Well, I'd like to put my best foot forward and just say that I think we can confirm as a show. I haven't talked with you about this in advance, but I feel like we know each other very well. COVID is fake. That's a just massive left-wing conspiracy, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
I think we can establish COVID's not real.
Glad we got that out of the way on our conspiracy show.
Yeah.
Not just about conspiracies. It's actually usually rarely about conspiracies.
Yeah,
it's more about ghosts, goblins, satanic cults.
That's right.
And
the spooky, the strange.
The spooky and the strange. The ghouls and the gabagools, if you will.
I
sorry, I'm just getting used to our new setup here, kind of setting up. Someone in chat said, "Oh God, I thought they were serious for a second." Wouldn't that be wild?
I'm not kidding about really anything I've said so far, so I guess you could go fuck yourself.
This is a call-in show. Just like the old podcast used to be. No one watching now has listened to that, but they should. It's pretty good.
Brian, do we know any of these people in the chat? Or by we, I mean you?
No, not really.
Okay.
And that's the thing. This is always the thing. It's not the ghosts or the goblins that I'm always worried about. It's this being a mistake. But people can call in to the show. Once I find my little thing here, which this is going great. bit.ly/Brian and Eric. bit.ly/Brian and Eric. Type that into your browser, and you should be able to join our little holding line, and maybe we'll get you on the show. Tonight, of course, we're talking about spooky Christmas. Spooky Christmas.
You know what's actually quite interesting, Brian?
What?
Can I just say, first of all, also, I'm having a ball. I missed you, buddy.
I missed you, bud.
I missed this. I miss us. Damn, got wrecked, I guess. Yeah, sorry. I'm just, I kind of lash out sometimes, good B. I get a little, it's been a long.
We're period of time.
Yeah. We're catching on. Did I cut out? My internet's been really shitty. Did I freeze?
You did cut out for a little bit,
or was it an internet ghost?
That was my first guess. So Eric, it's also the third, I believe the third anniversary of our last Christmas show.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Was our last show a Christmas show?
It was not. It was shortly after. Our last show was in January 2019.
Wow.
We spent a lot of time talking. Christmas, if you remember, was the show where we were in the studio at our old job and the lights cut out, and we were convinced it was a ghost.
Yeah,
Still convinced.
I think what's the scariest aspect of that episode is just how large of cowards we are.
Entirely.
That's like one of the only episodes we have that is like difficult for me to listen back to because we are so frightened of an empty room.
I will be the first one to be like, I don't really believe in ghosts the second the lights go out. I'm just like, I'm spooked. I'm a very scared little boy.
Let me ask you this. I know you've had a long-standing quest to summon the literal devil.
Yes.
How's that been going?
So far, no progress.
Have you made an attempt?
Not an earnest one. I gotta say,
I'll tell you one thing. I've been listening to some really out there podcasts, and I might have a method for it.
I'm so glad you are.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So what about the Out There podcast?
Did I cut out again? Am I frozen?
You did. You did.
Damn it. So here's what I did. Before the show, I literally plugged an Ethernet cable into my laptop so that this wouldn't happen. And I think it's just happening anyway.
It's just demons. It's just demons, bud.
Give me a sec. I'm just going to try to switch to a different Wi-Fi network. I'm going to stay here, but I may freeze.
Great. Let's figure it out. I'll vamp. It's now would be a great time if you want to join us live. If you have anything Christmas creepy to talk about, it doesn't have to be general. We're going to talk a lot tonight about like Christmas folklore. But if there's anything, I don't know, just generally spooky Christmas stuff that you would be interested in talking about, you can go into bit.ly Brian and Eric. That's going to be a weird thing that I haven't regretted yet in the couple of weeks we did the show. I talk about this podcast like we did it for more. Well, I mean, we did like 30 shows.
Dude. We had like 30 shows once a week. That's kind of a while.
That's certainly the longest I have ever gone.
I remember, dude, when you talking about vamping, one of my fondest memories from the old show is you instructing me to vamp and me going, vamp, vamp, vamp. I'm a vamparoo. And that's not what that means in any respect.
But you figured it out. You figured it out on the fly. What are some other things we did on the old show? Just for anyone who hasn't heard the old show, I don't know. We talked to a cult. Mm-hmm. We found an alien cult that is currently still in operation. We called them. They were very nice.
We did.
We spoke to someone who was a Freemason. They told us all about Freemasonry. We talked to Tess Feifel from Astonishing Legends. We talked about the Sally House, which is very spooky. Mm-hmm. This show likes to go there, even though we get spooked very, very easily.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Did I tell you I went to the Freemason Museum in Philadelphia the other weekend? Oh, dude, it's crazy.
The other weekend?
Yeah, I saw George Washington's apron and a plank from his casket. Very spooky.
Wow. Were either of those things haunted?
I don't know. Probably. Yeah. Haunted with the spirit of freedom, my friend.
As you do.
No, it was actually super cool. We couldn't go on the full tour because I was with a small child that was related to my girl or is related to my girlfriend, and he didn't have a vaccination card. And the Freemasons are very serious about
That's good.
You need a card to go in there, but we could go through the museum. We couldn't do the full tour, but we could go through the museum and the reading room. And it's fucking crazy. All of the founding fathers were Freemasons. Every single one of them. Ben Franklin, all those guys.
Crazy.
Very interesting.
For all of their secret stuff, the Freemason that we spoke to on the show previously has said mostly the discussion of the Freemasons at a Freemason meeting is what they're going to have for dinner the next week at the Freemason meeting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They like to eat. Guys get hungry.
So I've still got my standing mission of Brian and Eric don't belong here. I would love to become a Freemason.
We definitely can, dude. They're very old now. There's not a lot of them. They need members. There's literally a thing on like the Philadelphia. So the Philadelphia Freemason Lodge is like, there's literally on their website, they're like, please apply. We used to have a thing where you had to be invited to apply. We're waiting.
That's not a thing. Well, I don't know if I want to do it now.
I know. I know. I know. They're getting a little desperate.
like, what's the point of joining a secret society if it's just open admission?
Yeah, I was mostly looking forward to getting rejected by the Freemasons.
Sure, that
You know what
is
I mean?
an entirely a possibility, without a doubt. I'm taking my hat off because it got warm in here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny that we both independently decided to be like little burglar boys.
Yeah, I think that just kind of is my aesthetic now, is a little bit Joe Pesci in Home Alone.
Sure.
But Eric, I really wanted to talk tonight about Christmas. It's Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
How's what do you have any plans for the holiday?
Yeah, I'm gonna do what I do. So actually, yes, I'm gonna do what I do every year, which is go up to visit my brother, who lives near Boston in the Boston metro area.
Very fun, very haunted.
And my family, we literally stay at a haunted hotel every year.
I've heard you talk about this before. You've mentioned the haunt. Can you give a quick update on the haunted? Just tell everyone about the haunted hotel.
I will. Because we're just live on the internet and I don't want to completely dox myself. I'm not going to say the exact name of the hotel.
That makes sense.
Because I'll be there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But there is a hotel in the Boston, and there's actually probably many of them. But this hotel was involved in the Revolutionary War. Some people died there, and there are fucking haunted rooms. There are haunted rooms. So one of the first times I went there, I saw just a sort of a herd of slightly overweight white people wearing clogs, many of whom had braids. And I was like, that's weird. Why do they all have recorders? And they were a ghost hunting tour in this place, which I found out later. And I've talked to some of the staff there, the bartenders, and they're like, yeah, weird shit happens all the time. Like if you're closing up they have these like old bars inside the hotel. And it's like, yeah, stuff will just fly off the shelves. Doors will slam. Like everybody knows it's a thing. There's something going on.
Man.
And this was not like, they weren't saying this to me to like sell it. I was like casually asking, like, getting a drink at night or whatever, like, hey, what's the deal? Is this a thing? And they're like, yeah, 100%. We don't like to be the last ones here. We don't like to close stuff down.
Crazy.
But I've never stayed in a haunted room.
That was going to be my next question. You said, do you know which rooms are haunted? Do you have the control over that?
Yeah, there are specific rooms that are haunted, and in fact, they're hard to get because they're often booked.
I'm sure. Why do I have a sneaking suspicion the haunted rooms sell well?
Oh yeah, every time, every year.
Well, then clearly, maybe during the off season, maybe during a holiday. Well, I'm right back to the big plans, buddy. We gotta go. We gotta do a show.
Gotta hit the road. We gotta hit the road. There's so many things. Actually, one of the first things that got fucking ruined by COVID that really bummed me out is there was a Paranormicon in New Jersey. And I was gonna I was going to go to the booth of and meet the cast and crew of Hellier. Have we talked about Hellier?
I don't think we've talked about Hellier.
Oh my God.
Tell me everything about Hellier.
Dude, let's just do a Hellier watch party. It's like if we were more talented and organized and charismatic and we made a film about like a weird paranormal occult rabbit hole that kind of goes nowhere but is very artfully done and oddly engaging. That's Hellier. We actually have to watch it together. I don't know if we do it. All right. I don't know if we like live stream it or talk about it, but you and I have to sit down and watch Hellier. And I'm so excited to see. I think you might think it's fucking bullshit, and it's exactly completely up my alley.
Amazing.
But anyway, I was going to meet them there, and it got canceled because of COVID. So, but yeah, that's a long-winded way of saying we got to hit the road and go see all this shit.
Yeah, that sounds great. It's the Brian and Eric Don't Belong on the Road show. Eric, you know what's creepy?
What's that?
Fucking Christmas.
This fucking Christmas music you have on is creepy as shit.
That's the idea.
Oh,
that's the thing of like Christmas. It's funny. Especially with the rise of Halloween, I think gets overlooked as a generally pretty spooky season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like thinking about it, like its roots, if you will, in like pagan traditions.
Oh yeah. You bring a tree into your home. You take a tree, you chop it, you bring it inside. Red flag number one.
I fully agreed. It's so you know the song. What was it? It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Oh yeah.
There's literally a line in there about telling ghost stories. Like spooking each other out is a big part of Christmas. Yeah, it's something about something telling ghost stories and past glories of Christmases long ago. That's a line that was part of it. Telling ghost stories and creeping each other out was part of Christmas.
That's interesting.
Which also makes sense of like it's dark and cold most of the year.
Oh yeah,
or most of the month. So I did a little research on some like the past and present of creepy Christmas.
I love that.
Here's a fun thing I found. You know, ornaments or those things, the glass balls you put on the fucking tree you lugged into your home.
Sure.
Those were originally called witch balls.
Get out of here.
I'm not. I will not get out of here, my friend.
Well, stay in here. Stay in here.
So these were bright glass balls, and they were meant to ward away evil spirits from fucking up the holiday.
Get out of here.
They would trap witches and evil spirits in them.
Inside of them.
Yeah. Which then I guess you have a whole bunch. I don't know if they would just starve and die in there.
Interesting. Yeah, then you have a whole bunch of like angry, starved witch ghosts on your tree.
Yeah, that's maybe not a good... Well, the tree's got to go eventually, but the ornaments go back in the box.
Yeah, interesting.
That's a good idea.
That's a really interesting part of it, like that I think in the past there was actually, like you're saying, there was a lot more it was a much more spiritual, creepy kind of holiday.
Sure.
Whoa. Okay.
And let's see, Christmas caroling. You know, bunch of drunk people going around. I assume they're drunk. Most of them are probably not drunk. I think it's mostly religious groups doing Christmas caroling.
I don't know. I feel like there were some sketchy thermoses in my my childhood caroling days, you know?
But that was specifically to like bring some cheer and like scare off the ghosts and evil spirits.
You know, it's
no, we don't want you here.
You know, it's a funny like not trope, but belief that tends to come up in a lot of stuff like this is that ghosts and spirits are scared of like loud noises. They don't like loud noises like bells, singing, clapping. They don't like them.
I mean, I guess, you know, if ghosts are and spirits are a thing kind of our invention, why not give them a weakness we have control over?
That's true. That's true.
But those are some things I thought were interesting about general Christmas traditions. But what I did the most research on this month, was weird like folklore. You know, of course, we all know Santa Claus, the general, like the man who breaks in your home and like gives kids things.
Yes.
I don't know how that all got okay. I think Coca-Cola was involved somehow.
Of course.
But around the world, especially like in Europe, there are a whole bunch of it's a whole cast of Christmas characters, and man, they are all fucked up.
Are we going to talk about Krampus?
Krampus is the one everybody knows, so that's the one I want to get out of the way first. Krampus is like the Michael Jordan of spooky Christmas characters.
Sure.
So he's like the anti-Santa, right? He's a weird, hunched over goat demon.
Mm-hmm.
And he, you know, we know in the United States that Santa gives coal to the bad kids, or doesn't give presents to the bad kids.
Right.
Not so much on the negative reinforcement, much more on the withholding of affection.
Yeah.
The Krampus is the guy who comes in his stead and kicks the shit out of shitty kids and then possibly kidnaps and eats them.
Imagine being like a dad in the 15th century and you're like mad at your dumb son because he's bad all year, and then it's Christmas and just like a half man, half goat demon kicks down the door and just starts beating the shit out of little Tobias, and you're like, at first you're like, yeah, and then it's like it just starts getting bad. Like, please stop.
Yeah, that is the story of Christmas.
Yeah. That's hilarious. It's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
So Austria actually on December 5th has a Krampusnacht, a Krampus celebration where a bunch of people it's basically Austrian SantaCon. And like where it's just a big drunken mess, like, oh god, it's fucking Krampusnacht, like avoid the main street where all the bars are.
Sure.
Like, doesn't that make a little more sense?
Yeah, it makes
SantaCon
a lot more
should
sense.
Become a Krampusnacht.
Did you ever do SantaCon?
No, but I've also never had the like. I definitely of like a lot of people know I'd be the fucking idiot doing SantaCon. But I've never been as mad at it as like this city generally tends to be.
Yeah. It's its own nightmare. It's its own.
Of course it is. But also, I think drunken revelry is also a part of Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Drunken revelry on Christmas predates Jesus on Christmas.
For sure. Me and my brother used to have a chant about on Christmas, which was "gonna get drunk on Christmas," and then we would just say that to each other over and over again, and then we would. In fact,
there you go.
Yeah.
Cool guys.
Yeah.
I forget what I was gonna say, but I don't know. Do you know anything else about Krampus? I'm just kind of skipping over him because they made a movie about him. He's everywhere.
Sure. Yeah, I feel like he is the like, I don't know. He's the band. He's the hipster band that was like underground and cool, and now everybody knows. And it's not that.
You don't. Krampus, you can't be at a SantaCon, put your beer down, and go, "You haven't heard of Krampus?"
That's actually anymore. A fucking great dude. Imagine showing up to SantaCon in a Krampus costume and then fighting people at SantaCon, just taking their shit.
That's amazing.
Krampus
gang. Amazing.
Krampus gang 2021. Is there going to be a SantaCon this year? Is that canceled because of COVID?
It's already gone. It's already happened. It happened like last weekend.
Really? Oh, great. Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. I don't leave the stacks. I stay down here, hunkered, safe at all times.
We only move to get away from the guard.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's it. The one lone guard who navigates the stacks.
Steal stuff from the vending machine when we get hungry.
Right.
That's it.
Right. We're feral down here.
Oh yeah.
Feral for knowledge.
Oh yeah.
Very Eric, have you heard of the Mary Lude?
No, sir.
I think I'm pronouncing that right. Mary, like the name Mary, and then Lude, Lwyd.
Okay.
The Mary Lude is this is in I forgot to write down which European country this is popular in. I believe this might be like Norwegian. But the Mary Lude is a skeletal horse that rises in the graveyard and is like shepherded through a town by undead assistants, and is there to remind people at Christmas time that death is coming.
Not for me. Don't like that.
The Mary Lude also has, Eric, a true singular purpose. There's one thing on its mind that it wants to do. Okay. Do you have any guesses what that could be?
Fuck.
A good guess.
Yeah. Okay.
A good guess. No, the Mary Lude just wants to get into your house and fucking kill you.
Oh no.
The Mary Lude wants to kill you in your house so fucking bad.
What part of the world is this from? Is this like Welsh?
I do think it's Welsh. I think it's Welsh.
Yeah.
Funny you would go right there because that makes a lot of sense.
In my mind, I was imagining lewd with two L's. Like Lewyd.
The only way to scare off the Mary Lude, to stop it from coming into your house and fucking stomping you with its zombie hooves to death, child, is to beat it in a game of wits and riddles at your doorstep in rhyme.
That's another, you know what? That's another funny like demon ghost spirit thing where it's like, I can pass through walls. I'm sort of like, I have many powers, but if you beat me in a game of Parcheesi, I'm out. I can't do a thing. If you clap or yell real loud or beat me in like tic-tac-toe.
I think it all makes sense. I think that's a great. I'm gonna show you what the Mary Lude looks like.
Oh no, I'm very scared.
One moment.
Oh no.
It's pretty spooky.
I bet it is.
Google can't be reached. Google can't be reached. Google can't be reached. Okay. I don't appear to be able to show you what the Mary Lou looks like.
I'm gonna look it up on my side.
Right.
What is it? Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, it's spelled It's spelled LWYD.
Yeah, man, it's fucking nuts.
That's terrible. Oh yeah, I'm seeing images. I hate this. This is very scary.
So what people do is they take like the skull of a horse and then they kind of like wrap a sheet around it, and then people go behind it in the sheet, and then there are undead servants who help the drunk people under the sheet.
Wow.
To navigate the city streets and try to get into people's home and be bested by riddle games. This is more traditionally a New Year's thing than a Christmas thing, but it all kind of lumps together.
Yeah, the winter holiday.
Right.
Yeah, I'm reading on Wikipedia. So this is like about not the real Mary Lou, but the people who pretend to be the Mary Lou. The men would carry the Mary Lou to local houses where they would request entry through the medium of song. This is the most Welsh thing I've ever fucking heard in my life. The householders would be expected to deny them entry, again through song, and the two sides would continue their responses to one another in this manner. If the householders eventually relented, then the team would be permitted entry and given food and drink, and presumably the householders would be brutally murdered by a skeletal horse. Don't ever let them in.
No.
Dude, this is kind of fucking incredible.
It's weird. It's weird, man.
Wow.
Yeah, cool. My internet, I'm still streaming, but other than that, appears to have completely shit out because of internet. I caught your internet demons, dude.
I passed them on. They're contagious. They're contagion.
Anything else interesting on that Mary Lou Wikipedia? I'm
going through it kind of quickly. So, origins. In 1888, David Jones suggested that its origins were Christian and that it had once been part of the festivities of the Feast of the Ass. That's the Feast of the Donkey. You sick maniacs. A commemoration of the flight into Egypt of Mary and St. Joseph that was historically marked on 14 January. According to Jones' idea, the Mary Lou itself represented a donkey on which Mary rode during the story. I don't think that makes any sense at all.
No.
How do you go from that to a terrifying skeleton horse in the New Year?
Yeah, some shit happened to that donkey then, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it had a rough journey.
We're missing a couple books there in that story, if that's the case.
For sure. Huh. Yeah, there's a lot. Some people are saying it's probably a pre-Christian Celtic thing, which would make a lot of sense.
That makes a lot more. That makes a lot more sense.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it does. Oh wow, that's super fucking. That's way more interesting than Krampus. I'll say that.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. And granted, we all have that moment when we first learned about Krampus, which was many years ago now. But we're like, oh, the evil Santa. Yes, I do want to know everything about that. But now it's played out. It's done.
Super played out. Huh.
The state of Arizona asks, how's the horse going to break into my house if it can't use a doorknob with its hooves? Demon magic powers. Arizona, be on your fucking game.
That's a great question. I was thinking the same thing. If like the game I would challenge it to I would probably pick something that requires a lot of manual dexterity, like marbles or something. You know what I mean?
Or even just a thumb war.
That's a great point. Yeah, I can't do that. Watch it just fucking kick you in the face.
Well, then it cheated.
I have no jaw. Hand is a thumb. Yeah.
I have no jaw, but it cheated. I have the moral victory.
That's right. I do think I will say to the state of Arizona, how's the horse going to break into my house if it can't use a doorknob? I think the whole thing is you let it in. It tries to persuade you through song to let it in the house.
I think you're right.
I think this thing must have some fucking pipes.
It's so in theory, as a removing the actual like a monster from it. It is kind of a funny thing of like, we have the skull, we're going house to house, like give us beers, or
yes.
It's kind of just adult trick-or-treating, it sounds like, for Christmas.
I feel like dads the world over since time immemorial have figured out excuses to get out of their house and away from families and drink beers in different situations and have people give them beers in different situations.
I think you're entirely correct.
You know?
Absolutely. Before we move on, I want to remind everyone this is Brian and Eric Don't Belong Here. This is a spooky show about monsters and ghouls and ghosts and stuff. I'm hoping monthly. Monthly would be cool.
Yeah,
that seems doable, right?
That'd be great.
Hell yeah. You can call in. You can call in right now if you have something to tell us about creepy Christmas stuff or creepy holiday stuff. Creepy winter stuff, really. A story you've heard, a monster or a piece of folklore that you're familiar with. Go ahead and you can jump in right now. Just throwing that out there.
How do they do that? They go to that bit.ly link?
They go to that bit.ly link. It's bit.ly/Brian and Eric.
I started to go to it to see what would happen, and it started like dialing me in, so I got scared and I left because I don't know what happens if I call myself in one stream. I'm not prepared for that.
It's you will have to fight yourself, sort of like Link and Shadow Link.
Fuck.
No, in reality, you'll just have your phone or something. It'll just double up in the system.
Interesting.
And I won't let you in. It'll be fine. Okay.
Fuck.
You won't have to fight. You would have to fight if I let you in.
Oh, thank God. Okay. I appreciate
There's
that.
a spooky story in there, I think.
For sure. Just me trapped in a stream with myself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Weird.
Stupid, super weird.
Eric.
Yeah.
You ready to hear about the next weird piece of Christmas folklore?
You know I am.
You heard of the Perchta? Perchta?
No, I haven't heard of any of these. Can I just say you're knocking it out of the park? I have not heard of a single one of these things. And the one thing I had heard of, you knew I heard of it, and you hung your hat on it right from the start. This is the kind of grade A deep dive research that you can typically not expect from our show.
No, this will never happen again.
Yeah, this is incredible.
Thanks, pal.
Okay.
So I learned that witches in general are a very popular piece of like Christmas culture in Eastern Europe.
Interesting.
I don't know why, but like I saw pictures and videos of like parades from like a couple of years ago where everyone dresses up like witches and like give candy to kids and stuff.
Okay. I feel, if I may interject briefly, I feel like Eastern Europe has a big monster problem. You know what I mean? Like they've got vampires, they've got ghouls of all sorts, they've got witches flying around. I feel like it's Eastern Europe. I think of as quite a spooky place.
I think it is kind of a spooky place, my dude.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the Perchta is I skipped ahead.
Okay.
Eric, I skipped ahead.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about a different witch first.
All right.
La Befana.
Ooh.
La Befana.
Is this Italian?
I just have Eastern Europe. Italy might be in there.
Gotcha.
But La Befana is a witch who punishes the lazy and rewards the hardworking.
Ooh, I don't like that kind of witch.
It's not really. I don't see details of how she punishes the lazy.
Sure.
But she joins the Three Kings every year. Three Kings. She joins them and searches house to house for the Christ child. This witch is going everywhere.
In a good way. She's not looking for the Christ child to like do something. Like she wants to see the Christ child.
Unknown.
Okay. Sure.
Unknown what she's going to do with the baby Jesus once she finds him. But so she's going from house to house looking for the baby Jesus. If she sees that there is a child living in the house, she'll leave a cookie.
Ooh, that's nice.
So I think she's nice. I don't think she's there. I think she's a good witch. She's a good witch.
Sure.
And she's with the Three Kings, who are also looking still. I mean, I think they found him, but
they did. They brought frankincense, myrrh, and one other.
Right. Thing. That's the whole thing. But Perchta is a similar witch.
Okay.
Let's see. She gets a little more intense. We have some details of what she does. Perchta finds lazy children. Mm-hmm. She rips out their intestines and then replaces them with straw, rocks, and garbage.
I like the garbage detail. That's fun.
Um, so, um,
And
having
this happens around Christmas time?
yes, this is specifically a Christmas related murder of children.
Gotcha.
And having goose for Christmas,
Hmm.
like a goose as a traditional Christmas dish,
Sure.
is potentially linked to her.
Oh, interesting.
She is typically depicted as having one goose foot. And goose fat is somehow linked to making witches fly in folklore.
Hmm.
I don't know if it just lubes them up enough and they go.
I'll tell you what, goose fat makes me smile. It's delicious.
Good shit.
So I get it. Well, here's the thing. I mean, so they brought us murdering children and stuffing garbage inside of them bad, but they did bring us goose for Christmas. Pretty good. Maybe a wash. I don't
Evens
know.
out.
I
Evens
would have
out.
been fucked, dude. If I was living in Eastern Europe, I would just be as a child, as a fat child, I would have just been filled with rocks and garbage.
It's also so, thinking of like these things as obviously stories that were told to children at some point in history. I doubt they're really thrown around that much anymore.
Yeah. You never know.
But like thinking about how much care we put into the development of children and their brains. And like, meanwhile, it can be like national folklore that like, if you're bad, this fucking witch is going to come and kill you. It's going to fucking come and kill you.
Yeah.
Not only is she going to kill you, she's going to rip out your goddamn intestines.
I think, you know what's nice about that is you can outsource some of the more like abusive parenting to a mythical being.
Yeah.
In the general, it's like, I would never rip out your intestines and replace them with garbage. I don't want that to happen to you, which is why you should do your homework, because I would hate it if that happened.
I would be so sad if the Perchta ripped out your fucking intestines because you didn't do your homework.
Exactly. You're just warning at that point.
I think you're right.
We do. It's not like we don't do something too dissimilar today. Like, I don't know as a child if this happened to you, but I was told frequently that if I was bad, Santa would not give me gifts. I would just get caught.
I mean, yes, I heard that as well. I don't know if we got Krampus will come beat the shit out of you, or
that's true.
The Perchta will rip out your intestines
per se.
What?
But yeah, but we're soft Westerners.
Right. We can't handle it.
Yeah, that's right.
So Perchta, this witch, this child murdering witch, which is going to be a theme going forward. There's a lot of child murder in Christmas folklore.
Interesting.
Perchta is frequently depicted as having assistants. Sort of like Santa's reindeer, I suppose. These assistants are called the Strigil. And I assume my pronunciations are all wrong. I'm just going with the creepiest thing I can think of.
I love that.
But the Strigil are these fucking hunched over Chewbacca mole people with gigantic dicks. They have gigantic penises, Eric.
Sure. This is a detail that they really hammer in, right?
Yes. And the Strigil love to, whether good or bad, love to break into your home and eat all the Christmas feasts. They don't care. Kids are good or bad. They'll fucking kill any kid. If the kid sees a Strigil, they'll fucking kill him.
Wait,
and eat his Christmas feast.
So they're primarily there for the Christmas feast, but if you get in the way, you're getting murked.
Yeah.
Imagine it's like fucking that scene from the Christmas Story where the dog eats the Christmas dinner, but instead you come downstairs and there's just a troll with a huge dick just fucking eating all of your carefully prepared, and you just kind of like walk backwards up the stairs really slowly.
I'm trying to imagine a world where go into a world of imagination with me.
I'm already there, man.
I think A Christmas Story comes out in 1989. Imagine the movie is entirely pitched the same.
Sure.
It's exactly the same, a heartwarming story of Christmas nostalgia.
Sure.
And then at the end, Ralphie comes down the stairs and there is a gigantic dicked troll gobbling up his Christmas dinner, and then he kills and eats Ralphie.
Yeah,
and that's how the movie
Ralphie tries to kill it with the BB gun. It's like his heroic moment, but it just doesn't. It just makes it so mad.
It just He uses the fucking BB gun as a toothpick later, and that's how the movie ends. That's how the movie ends.
That's pretty good.
What would happen next? I actually want to know what the world. It certainly would not be the Christmas classic that we know today.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I think people would be into it though.
I mean, like that would be a phenomenal ending.
That'd be a really
I'd be
good
psyched.
ending.
And if any movie ended like that, it doesn't even have to be a Christmas movie.
And it just gets real horny, starts humping the leg lamp. It loves the leg lamp. It marries the leg lamp.
It takes the leg lamp as its bride.
Yeah, it falls deeply in love with the leg lamp.
Man, when are we getting that movie?
I don't know.
I'm sad that that's just a fantasy. I want the movie to just end that way now.
Yeah.
Fucking Strigil out of nowhere.
Do we? I have a question. Maybe we shoot this ourselves and edit it in.
There we go. There we go. I mean? There we go.
That's all.
We have to start. We have to start like a Kickstarter for like the true Snyder cut ending of A Christmas Story. The true.
That's right. Yeah. So we're inside the box. We need to think outside the box. We need to go. We're in the box here. Outside the box. Where my hand is. You can't even see it. It's so far outside the box. Now it's back in. Now it's back out. We're thinking outside.
Yes, absolutely. All right, that's Perkta, and the Strigil.
Is there a scary image associated with this?
I don't know. Why don't you Google? Let us know.
How do I spell this insane thing?
PER.
Okay.
CHTA.
Oh man, I'm seeing the Strigil. These guys are hilarious.
Look at too if I can screen share. Hang on.
Wow. Oh, she was in Grimm's Fairy Tales.
Oh.
Interesting.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna Google image search these Strigil. I'll screen share it. Do. Y'all ready for this? It's gonna get fucking spooky.
Oh no.
Check these guys out.
Oh wow. Are they Nolos? No, they're not. They're explicitly not.
What's a Nolo?
Dude, you remember Nolos?
Remind me of a Nolo.
Well, a Nolo is a gentleman. It's usually a gentleman. I suppose it could be a lady who decides they no longer want to have genitalia.
Okay.
And so they have them surgically removed. Think like a Ken doll.
Okay. All right. Hey, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah,
I would
one large foot, sometimes called a goose foot or a swan foot.
But anyway, no, the Strigil definitely are not Nolos.
Yeah, they're kind of the opposite of that.
They got big old dicks. They got big fucking dicks.
Sure.
As you do, as all of your which I was gonna ask about Santa's dick, but we don't have to go there. It's
I prefer not to. In fact,
yeah, we could just keep moving.
Fine.
We could just keep moving.
That'd be great.
What do you know about the Tomten?
The Tomten?
The Tomten from Scandinavia.
Are you saying Tum Tum, the littlest brother from the Three Ninjas?
I wish I was.
I wish you were. The Tomten. No, I don't know. A goddamn. You're really fucking hitting me from left field every angle.
The Tomten. These are from Scandinavia, and these are sort of gnome-like creatures. The art I saw of them, they sort of look like a dwarf from like Snow White. One of those like weird like sock caps and a beard.
Sure.
So they tend to live among the dead in their like burial mounds, but they can also live in houses with families.
So are they dead, or they just live among the dead?
I believe they're sort of their own thing, and they live among the dead.
Interesting.
But they'll also live in a house with a family, and they're a little bit. I think this is like you can't find your favorite like mug. Where the fuck's my the fucking Tomten took it.
Got it. My dad has that with his glasses all the time.
The Tomten can bestow rewards.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if it likes you, it might, you find $5 in your pocket, maybe Thompson put it there.
Got it.
But like your glasses go missing, it could be playing a trick on you, or it could be mad at you. It could even bite you and poison you.
Got it.
I don't quite know what the poison becomes analog to. Like I got kind of the mug, the glass.
Yeah.
Finding $5. But so these are not strictly limited to Christmas. It's a little like the little Thompson guy got it.
Yeah.
However, it is polite to leave a treat for the Thompson at Christmas.
Probably, and wise as well.
Because
what kind of stuff does it like to eat?
I'm sure whatever little treats you got lying around, I'm willing to bet that changes from family to family.
Okay, sure.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
That's it for the Tom 10. I thought they
That's
were
pretty
neat.
I like that tradition of like capricious little people.
There's a lot of they go one in two ways. They're little tricksters.
Yeah.
Or child murdering witches.
Yeah. Could be good, could be bad. That's right.
I like that too. I think the word it's unless it's the elf on the shelf, which I don't trust.
Don't believe in it. Stay on the shelf. Let me actually ask you, this is how ignorant of pop culture I am. I know the meme. You've seen Elf on the Shelf. Now and then they say a thing that rhymes with Elf on the Shelf, but they don't give you the.
Yeah.
What is Elf on the Shelf?
Elf on the Shelf is a novelty Christmas toy that is kind of in recent years has kind of taken off in the last 10 years. So basically you buy your little Elf on the Shelf kit. And I believe it comes with like a storybook and this like doll. And the idea is that the elf on the sits on the shelf and like observes the children to report back to Santa that they've been good. And the gimmick is that the parents are supposed to move the elf on the shelf every day into like a new funny position. So like it's on the shelf, and then when the kids go to bed, you move it, and like, oh, the kids find it behind the TV.
This is a terrifying gimmick for freaks. I fucking hate it.
It's yeah.
Arthur Lee 525, you just joined us. We're talking about Elf on the Shelf and how it's fucking bullshit and for weirdos.
You're watching Brian and Eric Dump Along here. It is a call-in show. We are talking about creepy Christmas stuff. If there's anything about Christmas that creeps you out, you can actually call in. bit.ly Brian and Eric. bit.ly/Brian and Eric. We'll get callers back. We'll bring them back.
We should, you know what we should do? I don't know how it would work. I'm about to talk through something sort of boring live on the air, but whatever. I'm going to do it. I'm going to dive in. I feel like it's only bad if I second guess it like I am right now, so I'm going to stop. So what if we just get the number? Get the phone number again.
Get the phone number again? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just have people call a number. There's something about that. That's
it. I think that's it.
I like it. And it would be cool too. I'm thinking how we do it since we're no longer for now in the same room. You know what I mean? Maybe you put it on speaker or something.
Oh no, I can do it. I was this close to do it. I can get a digital number and have it thrown up.
Ooh.
I can figure it out. Maybe we do need the number. I was back and forth on it.
And then maybe we put up flyers all around town with the little tabs you pull off and you just call in with your spooky stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know what you're saying. What you're saying. Tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
Want to do it right now?
Yeah, I do.
You want to just get a number up right now?
Let's get a number up. I want to hear some spooky Christmas stories, or just
maybe that's stories. It. Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, people don't want to. They don't associate a link with a call. You know, it'd be cool too if we had a special phone.
I truly, we have been working towards the red phone.
Yeah, we have.
But
I'm gonna while you do that, I'm gonna Google spooky phone.
Great.
Ooh, some of these aren't that. Ooh, okay. Here's some spooky ones. There's some legit spooky phones out there. Oh man, and there's a one that's a skull and the eyes light up when it rings. That's cool.
That's cool. We could use one of those.
That's pretty sweet. Spooky phone. Hey, chat, what do you guys think about a spooky phone?
What would be the spookiest phone you can think of?
Arthur Lee said, "This is neat," at about a minute ago.
Ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, this is us finding our sea legs again. Oh man,
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but I think we're doing great. There's some spooky phones.
There we go. We got it. We're on the board.
Oh shit.
Numbers on the board. That's real.
So what happens? Someone calls in and their audio just like comes and pipes into this thing?
Yeah, pretty much. Eric, why don't you call the number right now to show the people how it works?
I'm gonna do it right now.
Do it right now. Do it right now.
Okay, hang on. All right. 475-888. I'm gonna save this number. 0516.
Eric.
Wow, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
It works, buddy. It works.
That's super cool.
Yeah, man.
Gotta be a bone phone. Burning paper giant. I love
that. So the problem is the phone takes away from the. I think we can cut the background music. I liked the background music in theory, but it's a little hard to do both.
Yeah.
But you know what? It is what it is. So the number works. You just heard it. It works. Call in, tell us about some spooky stuff. Also, I don't know. It's our first show. It's our first show back in 2 years. If you just have a spooky thing you want to talk about, it doesn't have to be super Christmas related. Maybe lie a little bit. Put a Santa hat on the ghost.
Yeah. That's fine. Throw a beard on him.
You know what? I'm just gonna leave the number up. Number up. Some fucking weirdo might call. I'm not as filled with the same piss and vinegar as I used to be as a younger man. Where I'm like, let's just see what I'm like a little scared.
Oh yeah. That was like the scare. Well, we had a frequent caller, as I'm sure you recall. And
we have a call right now.
Oh my God.
You wanna go?
Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it.
Hello, you're on the air with Brian and Eric.
Hey, this is Arthur Lee.
Arthur Lee, hello.
Art Lee.
Hey, so yeah, I'm trying to think of some spooky Christmas stuff. I'd probably say the one spooky Christmas thing I'd say would be like the song. Well, you know, I always know where it's like Santa. He knows when you're sleeping, but he sees where you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. That shit show there, as always.
That is pretty creepy. It's do you think that's more creepy than a witch who comes and rips out children's intestines?
You know, in this day of like where cybersecurity is always at stake, I'm just gonna say they're about equal.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, Arthur Lee, that is a bold choice, but I respect it. I asked your opinion and you gave it. Arthur Lee, thanks. Well, no, you don't think it's fine. You just think it's as bad as Santa Claus looking at you all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I would like to like not have my intestines taken out, but you know,
reasonable.
Not being stirred up by Santa is also a plus.
Yeah, sure. That makes a lot of sense, my dude. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you so much for being the inaugural call-in on the new Brian and Eric Don't Belong Here.
Yeah, the first caller in 3 years.
No problem.
Arthur, I will talk to you soon. All right, bud?
Yeah. Have a good night.
Have a good night. There we go. First call down.
Great. You know, I think it's important that Arthur broached the topic of cybersecurity, which I don't think we touched on enough in this show.
Exceptionally important. You know what I'm also realizing, Eric? They may not be able to hear you through the phone. In return, I realize that is. I will find a way around that. But for now, for tonight, I will simply recount to the caller anything.
How about that? And what about this? If they're actually Arthur, if you're watching, still type in the chat. If you could because theoretically they're calling in because they're watching the stream and they could hear my voice through the stream.
There is a couple second lag, and they would have to turn their stream down when they call us anyway to prevent the echo.
Makes sense. Wow.
Unfortunately, Arthur Lee could not hear you through the stream. I will see what I can do.
I feel like it's kind of fun if I can't even hear them directly and you just tell me what's happening. Or you can tell them what I say. Yeah, I can't hear them. I remember that now. That was 3 seconds ago.
We'll figure it out, Eric. We're figuring it out as we go.
We're doing so good.
We're figuring it out. So what's important is the audience can hear, and you can hear.
Oh yeah.
And they can just hear me. So Eric, what do you know about the bell snickle?
No. It's a funny name. I know that. I don't know anything. I've never heard of this thing.
I didn't either. I had heard of none of these.
Yeah, these are cool.
And we haven't even gotten to my favorite one yet. Oh, my favorite one is coming, and Eric, I'm so excited. So the bell snickle. The bell snickle, I'm gonna put the number back on the screen just so that's there. The bell snickle is a filthy bearded fucking freak who shows up into town around Christmas time. And you'll notice a popular theme: beats the shit out of kids.
Sure.
Doesn't even seem to be like bad kids, just kids. If kids see the bell snickle's coming, is going to beat the shit out of you with like rocks and sticks and shit. Bell snicking was popular in the 19th century, and that was another like early Santa con. People would dress up, muddy up their faces, dress in rags, and go beat the shit out of people and drink a lot.
This just all set. I was just there. This just sounds like Philadelphia all year round.
No shit. Yeah. In my research, I found the last time this was done widely in the United States was in fucking Philadelphia.
Yeah, of course. They don't call it that, but that's just a fucking Eagles game.
That's happening tonight.
I love how it's not even like it's not even a supernatural being. It's just a scraggly guy with a beard.
Yep, that's it. And that's what Christmas means to me. That even a dude, just a scraggly dude with a beard, can beat the shit out of children.
That's incredible. Oh yeah. And it's fine because it's Christmas.
Exactly.
Kids are really getting the short end of the stick on this holiday.
I know. It's like, yeah, kids get presents, but there's a lot of things out there looking to either kill or beat the shit out of you. They also get a
fucking beat down if they're lazy or bad or just under 13.
Arizona brings up a good point here. I know that's fully a joke, but the only reason I know about Bell Snickle is from The Office, which takes place in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. I had no idea. It makes total sense. I mean,
yeah.
Are you familiar with the mascot Gritty?
Of course.
Yeah, Gritty's great. I feel like Gritty is kind of like a Bell Snickle kind of character.
Interesting. I definitely would give him the designation of a cryptid.
But yeah. That's fair. Yeah,
he is a supernatural creature.
Yes, he is.
Maybe Gritty is a Bell Snickle.
I take it back. Yeah.
I also don't know if it's a Bell Snickle or the Bell Snickle.
True.
I don't know. More research required.
Yeah,
next year.
If there's one or many, this is so funny. I'm looking at the picture on Wikipedia, and it's just a man in pajama pants with a big beard, and he's waving a reed sort of threateningly. Huh.
Eric, I cannot wait to tell you about Pierre Fatard.
Ooh.
Pierre Fatard is French.
Okay.
Now, Pierre Fatard was a French butcher, and he lures 3 young boys into his shop.
Oh, no.
He slits their throats, he chops them up into little pieces, and he puts them in a barrel. Christmas time.
Don't like that.
Now, St. Nicholas found out about this. Santa Claus came, put the fucking smack down on Pierre Fatard.
Yep.
Pierre Fatard's
like that.
No, hates it.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what his punishment is?
I have no idea.
Take a wild guess.
he has to. Does he have to eat those kids for like all eternity? Is it eating related?
So he's basically Pierre Fatard is stuck being Santa Claus's like assistant, and Pierre does the punishing. Santa gives presents to the good kids. Pierre does his butchery on bad children.
That doesn't sound like a punishment. It just sounds
really
like
doesn't.
He gets to do more of what he wanted to do in the first place.
Exactly where I'm a little like, unless, through all of time, maybe it gets boring. Krampus 2.0, basically. Yeah. Maybe Santa wanted a Krampus on his side.
I guess. That's fucking weird, dude. It's weird that Saint Nick goes there to punish him and then is like, just do this more. Now you've got a license.
I guess that's the question. Was he really punishing him? And was that more just the PR thing of like, yeah, no, it's a punishment. But really, I just need this guy to butcher some children. I wonder
if this was a real thing.
I also wonder if it's a real thing that happened. If it started as a real thing.
Yeah, it sounds like a true crime kind of situation.
Right. It's I believe it first started popping up. It was definitely like 18th century, maybe.
Yeah.
There was a year. I just don't remember what it was.
I feel like too, like
Brian, fucking bold of you to not include that Pierre was also called Daddy Christmas. I do not know if that's true. I somehow doubt it. I think this is a prank on the little research that I have done.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Actually, shame on you, chat, for not fooling us more with just made up names. I'm not even joking. That's pretty funny.
I did not know that, and I now. Oh my God! There's even a Wikipedia link. All right. Daddy Christmas it is. Pierre Fatard.
Daddy Christmas.
Eric, can we move in? Can we move into some of my favorite Christmas legends?
Yeah, for sure.
This is we're coming into the final stretch here. There are 3 more, but they're all related.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Grilla from Iceland.
Mm-hmm.
The Grilla is a giant troll woman who is miserable because she's so mad, she's so pissed off because she constantly hungers for children. Her lust for children flesh cannot be satiated.
Okay.
And she comes down from the mountains around Christmas time, snatches up the shitty kids, throws them into a sack. She brings them back to her cave, and she cooks them all in a soup.
Oh, shit.
A stew. Sorry.
Shit.
Like pretty
thicker. It's thicker. It's not just a liquidy soup. It's real thick with kids. Okay.
But so far the Grilla is kind of like a variation of what we've heard so far. An evil witch woman who murders shitty kids. Now here's the thing. The Grilla has 13 crazy ass sons.
How many nipples does she have?
Eric, I'm going to be real with you. I do not know.
I imagine her with a lot of nipples. That's the first thing, not in an erotic way, just to clarify for the chat, you sick freaks, but in like the way of like a sow, like an old, it's like you see like a
you think she had this litter of 13 all at once?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's possible. So the Yule lads are the name of these 13 troll sons.
Okay.
And they are Yuletide tricksters and troublemakers who come down into all the Icelandic villages and cause all sorts of trouble. Eric, they have names and they have MOs. And here's the thing, Eric.
Yeah.
I have listed all of these guys' names. Okay. There are 13 of them. I have made 2 up.
Okay.
I have come up with my own 2 Yule lads. I'm going to need you to try and guess which Yule lads are real and which ones did I make up.
Classic Christmas jape.
All right, Eric. Mm-hmm. Some of the Yule lads are as follows. We got Stubby. Stubby's whole thing is that he's short. He's the shortest of the gang. He's the shortest Yule lad.
Okay.
We got Gully Hawk. Gully Hawk's thing. Eric, here's the thing. I can picture you as some of these Yule lads.
Sure. Perhaps I am a Yule lad. You don't know.
Gullyhawk hides in ditches and gullies, waits for the right time, and then will scamper into the barn and lick the foam off of freshly squeezed like uttered milk from the milk pail.
That's
So
just
lick the
sensible.
foam.
That's just, you're not letting it go to waste. That just makes sense to me. Okay,
So
Stubby,
far-
Gullyhawk.
Stubby, Gullyhawk. We got Spoon Licker.
Mhm.
Spoon Licker steals spoons and licks them.
Sure.
Spoon Licker has a buddy. His name is Bowl Licker.
Okay.
Bowl Licker shows up. Bowl Licker hides under your bed and waits for you to like absentmindedly put a bowl down, and then comes and he licks your bowl.
These guys are just doing favors. You know what I mean? They're cleaning the spoons, they're cleaning the bowls, they're getting the foam off the milk you didn't want.
This doesn't go against my evidence that Eric is a Yule lad.
I think they just got a bad rap.
There is Door Slammer. Guess what Door Slammer does? He slams all your doors all throughout the night, keeping you awake.
Sure.
Let's see. We got Window Peeper.
Uh-huh.
Window Peeper pops up, peeps through the window. He's a little perv.
Uh-huh.
But he's not even close. But he's not even close. Just Sheepcoat Clod.
Oh boy.
Eric, Sheepcoat Clod comes and fucks all your sheep.
Wow.
He's a little sheep fucker.
That's aggressive. That's a little aggressive.
It goes up.
All of them? All of them?
He fancies sheep.
That's actually a very funny comment from the state of Arizona. You can't tell, but Eric is actually under someone's bed waiting for someone to put a bowl down. It is very dark in here. Yeah, imagine it just like from off screen.
Oh man, Bowl Licker was the one. I'm like, that's Eric. Eric's gonna love Bowl Licker.
Sure. I thought it was gonna be Gullyhawk.
Gullyhawk. I think you're your own Yule lad, but I think you hang out with Gullyhawk and Bowl Licker. Spoon Licker. I think people keep trying to be like, no, you'll like him.
For sure.
And it never. Really
I do draw the line at just fucking an entire herd of sheep. One or two, maybe.
Yeah, Sheepcoat Clod.
That's a lot.
Sheepcoat Clod, not maybe one of your favorites. No. So let's see. We've got Button Boffer. Button Boffer steals buttons. You're missing a button. Button Boffer maybe stole it and stuck it up his nose. Okay. We've got
Toast. He puts them in his nose specifically.
He puts them in his nose. Yeah.
Great.
Toe Stubber. Toe Stubber. You ever just like absentmindedly walking, you stub your toe on something? Toe Stubber probably put that there. He loves it when people stub their toes. We got Candle Stealer. Candle Stealer blows out and steals children's candles, leaving them in the dark.
Okay.
We got Meat Hook. Meat Hook's whole thing is he carries a meat hook and he steals your meat. I guess that's different technically from Sausage Swiper.
Ooh.
Sausage Swiper steals your sausages specifically, not just any.
You gotta specialize.
Skier Gobbler. Skier Gobbler eats all the village's yogurt.
Skier is delicious. I don't know if you've had it. It's so thick.
Well, that's what Skier Gobbler thinks as well.
I do like these guys. You were right.
And then finally, we've got Doorway Sniffer. Doorway Sniffer uses his massive nose and sticks his like mighty nostrils under doors to sniff for bread.
It's an odd power. Okay.
Yeah. Sure. Eric, 2 of those Yule boys were not real.
I wish we had like ticking clock sound effect right now for me while I'm like figuring this out.
Walk me through your thought process.
Sure. So here's the thing. So there's a couple of them like the Bowl Licker, the Door Slammer, the Window Peeper, those guys who are kind of like, they're sort of variations on a theme. And I'm wondering if you just threw one or two of them in there, because then the other side of it is the more outrageous ones like Gullyhawk and Sheepcoat Clod and fucking, well, Skier Gobbler's kind of like Meat Hook, Button Boffer, that are a little more like out there.
Right.
Is that a welcome Raiders? Whoa.
Oh, I believe we got raided from somebody. Hello. Welcome to Brian and Eric Don't Belong Here. This is a spooky show about goblins and ghosts and stuff. And we're talking about Christmas folklore.
Brian, what's a raider? What does that mean?
If you're watching something on Twitch, or if someone is streaming, they can then send their entire audience to a different stream.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. This is also a call-in show. You'll see there's a number down below. If you have something Christmas themed that is creepy, we'd love to talk to you about it on the show.
Okay, so that's my thought process. Can I check in with the chat?
Check in with the chat.
Chat, which two do you think are fake?
And if you know, be chill. All right, Eric, while you think about it, I'm going to tell you about the last one.
Okay.
This one's pretty quick. There's also the Yule cat. This is Greela's pet. The only way to not get eaten by the Yule cat, Eric, is to receive a new item of clothing at Christmas.
Ooh.
Otherwise, the Yule cat fucking eats you.
Interesting.
The Greela family is interesting. Iceland really goes in hard on this fucking family.
They seem kind of fun.
I'm kind of into it.
They're kind of fun because their mom is really mean and scary, but the kids are kind of cool.
They're, go fuck the sheep fucker's a little weird.
The whole herd, that's a lot. But I mean, yeah,
and maybe not all of the yogurt, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty mean. Scary. If you steal all of someone's skier, you're kind of a dick. All right. Shit. I think I'm gonna do.
If you're just joining us, I have listed all of these Icelandic folklore creatures, but I made 2 up, and Eric is trying to guess which 2 I made up.
I love this segment. I love this whole game. This is great. I'm gonna say Gully Hawk is fake.
Gully Hawk is real.
Fuck. All right, I'm gonna get 1. Shit. I'm gonna say Button Boffer is fake.
Button Boffer is fake.
Yes.
Button Boffer and Toe Stubber.
I knew it.
Fake ones.
So you did one of each, you son of a gun. You're a wily Christmas demon yourself.
Yes, that's me.
Wow.
Can I? That's it for my Christmas folklore.
That's great. I feel so enlightened and spooked out by this season. I kind of want to, like, when I'm around my very young nieces and nephews, just put on the Mary Lude costume and just fucking get kicked out of the house for being a jerk.
Not dress like Santa. Dress like the terrible demon horse.
Come in with a horse skull and a fucking white sheet and start singing. And then just be made to sleep in the car yet again.
That's it. Imagine being a kid and like some adults show up to your door with a fucking horse skull and your parents are singing at them, and then it's all over and they're like, yeah, well, Happy New Year.
Yeah. Like, oh, all right. The world is terrifying. I get it.
Eric.
Yeah.
Is there anything else like spooky about Christmas we should talk about, or are we? But we're at time, man.
I think we did it again. I think now that I'm thinking about it, Christmas is a sort of spookier holiday than we give it credit for.
A lot of the sharp edges have been kind of filed off through time.
We're bringing them back. We're unfiling the edges.
There we go. We're chipping new ones. We're chipping new
right.
sharp spots. That's what we're doing here.
Right.
Brian and Eric don't belong here.
Yes, sir. Every month.
Let's see. Hey, Eric, dude, this was so much fun. I'm so glad we're doing this again.
This is awesome.
We'll be back next month at some point. I don't know what day. I don't know what time.
Sure.
So if you want to be up on it, there's a link to the Discord down below. I'm not on Twitter anywhere, so that's the best place to. And also, I don't know if you find any weird shit out there on the internet that Eric and I should talk about and explore. That's a good place to send it. Let's see.
Do we still have an email? Do we still have like a Gmail?
I should set one up. I'll tell you what we do have. We do have a absolute top of the line fucking brand spanking new website on NeoCities. Don't belong here.neocities.com. This is where you can find links to all the old episodes that we used to do like 3 years ago, the audio only shows, and links to the these latest episodes will exist purely on archive.org. I will not put them on YouTube.
Sure.
I want them to exist in the fuzzy basement of the internet.
I'm not that URL is not opening for me. Is that my don't belong here?
You know what? I don't think it's .com. It might be .org.
Let me see. We are an organization in a way. Yeah, it is. It's .org.
All right. Don't belong here. .neocities.org. You can also contact us through there to get us weird shit that we should talk about. Hey, Eric, is there anywhere we can find you on the internet?
You can find me under a small rock by a burbling stream.
Beautiful.
Outside of Central Park. No, I don't have anything either. I'm free of the social networks, man. I just stream my face on some stuff and that's it. And then
it's kind of beautiful, right? It's kind of beautiful.
Yeah. I feel so free.
I'm just here. Twitch.tv/Goblin Voice. Let's see. Right now, it's Brian and Eric don't belong here. It's gonna be monthly. We hope. Pretty sure. This was so much fun. I can't wait to do it again. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I do a Smallville podcast on Sundays with my buddy Zach. And we're doing a lot of stuff here. I do Video Hole with my wife where we watch weird VHS shit that I find. It's hey, this channel's gonna be cool in the next year. Finally, for once. Eric, is that it? Are we done?
I think we did it, man. I think we did it again.
I think we did it again. We're back, baby. We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
Do you remember?
What's up? Sorry, no, you go.
Do you remember our sign off?
Fuck. No,
I do. I
don't. Do it. Hang on. It'll come back to me.
Andrew WK, we're coming for you, buddy.